Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram.
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare, Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Jai
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna, Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Advaita
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Gadadhara
Hare
Srivasadi
Krishna
Gaura
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram.
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram.
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
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 Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram.
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram.
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram.
Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Jai
Ram
Shri
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna Hare
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna
Nityananda,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Ram.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram.
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
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 Hare Ram
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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Jai
Hare
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Chaitanya
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare
Nityananda
Hare Krishna
Priya
Krishna
Advaita
Krishna Hare Hare
Gadadhara
Ram Ram
Srivasadi
Ram
Gaur
Ram Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
and
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram.
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram.
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Ram.
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram.
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Hare Hare
Nityananda,
Ram Ram
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Hare Krishna
Gadadhara
Krishna
Srivasadi Gaura
Krishna Krishna
Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram.
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram. Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram.
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram.
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Jai Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Nityananda
Hare Rama
Jai
Hare Rama
Shri
Ram Ram
Radha
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
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 Ram.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Jai
Hare
Shri
Ram,
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita
Ram,
Gadadhara
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Ram, 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare.
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
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 Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
जय
Hare
श्री
Krishna,
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 कृष्ण
Hare
Hare
Hare.
चैतन्य
Krishna,
प्रभु
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
नित्यानंद
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
श्री
Krishna,
अद्वैत
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
गदाधर
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram
श्री
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
कृष्णा
Hare,
हरे
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
हरे
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
Hare.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Hare Ram,
हरे
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
हरे
Ram,
Hare
Hare
कृष्णा
Ram,
Ram,
हरे
Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram, Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
Hare
हरे
Ram,
Hare
हरे
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
राम
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
हरे
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare. Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna.
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण हरे
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
हरे
Hare.
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
हरे
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Ram,
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
Hare,
राम
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
हरे
Ram
कृष्णा
Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram
राम
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Hare Hare,
कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Hare,
हरे राम
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
हरे
Ram, Hare
कृष्णा
Hare, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्णा
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्णा
Hare Ram, Ram
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Hare,
राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
हरे
Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
हरे
Ram,
हरे
Ram
राम
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Hare,
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
हरे
Ram, Hare
राम
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Krishna
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
हरे
Hare Ram,
कृष्णा
Ram Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
हरे हरे राम
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Hare, Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Hare Krishna,
कृष्णा
Krishna Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare,
हरे हरे
Hare
राम
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
कृष्ण
Krishna
हरे
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
हरे
Hare Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
हरे
Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
हरे
Ram, Ram
कृष्णा
Ram, Hare
कृष्ण
Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare Ram,
कृष्णा
Hare Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
हरे
Hare,
कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
हरे
Krishna
कृष्णा
Krishna, Hare Hare,
कृष्ण हरे
Hare
राम
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
हरे कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Ram, Hare Hare,
कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
हरे
Hare
कृष्णा
Ram,
हरे
Ram
कृष्ण
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
हरे कृष्णा
Hare
हरे
Ram,
कृष्ण
Hare
कृष्ण
Ram,
हरे
Ram
हरे
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
हरे
Krishna, Hare
कृष्णा
Krishna
Hare,
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare
Krishna
कृष्ण
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
हरे कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Jai
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu
Hare Krishna,
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri
Krishna, Krishna
Advaita
Hare Hare,
Gadadhar Shiva Sadi
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Srivasana,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Krishna,
Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Nityananda Shri
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Srivasana,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram.
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram.
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Ram.
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
Hare
श्रीवासादि
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम
Krishna
राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण
Hare
हरे हरे
Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna,
राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
कृष्ण हरे हरे
Krishna,
हरे राम 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 हरे Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, 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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Vishnu Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Vishnu Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Vishnu Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Vishnu
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Vishnu
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Vishnu
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Vishnu
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Vishnu Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Vishnu
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare, Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Ram, 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare
Vishnu,
Hare
Vishnu,
Krishna
Vishnu,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Vishnu,
Ram
Vishnu,
Ram
Vishnu,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama, Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Vishnu,
Hare Ram
Hare
Vishnu,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Rama,
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Vishnu,
Hare Hare
Vishnu,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Vishnu,
Hare
Vishnu,
Krishna
Vishnu,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Ram Hare
Vishnu,
Ram Hare
Vishnu,
Hare
Vishnu,
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Vishnu,
Ram
Vishnu,
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna
Vishnu,
Krishna
Vishnu,
Krishna
Vishnu,
Hare
Vishnu,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Vishnu, Vishnu,
Hare
Vishnu,
Krishna
Vishnu,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Vishnu,
Hare Ram
Vishnu,
Ram
Vishnu,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna,
Prabhu
Krishna Hare
Nityananda Sri
Hare
Advaita
Ram
Gadadhar Sivasadi
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Gaur
Krishna
Bhakta
Krishna
Vrinda.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Gunam
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Gunam
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Gunam
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Gunam
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Gunam
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Jai
Krishna,
Shri
Hare Hare,
Krishna Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Ram, Hare Ram,
Nityananda,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare,
Shri
Hare
Advaita
Krishna, Hare
Gadadhara
Krishna,
Shiva
Krishna
Shri
Krishna,
Gaura
Hare
Bhakta,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
जय
Krishna,
श्री
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna,
चैतन्य
Krishna
प्रभु
Hare Hare.
नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि
Hare
गौर
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram.
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद।
Krishna Krishna,
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे हरे
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Nira Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Nira Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Nira
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Nira
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Nira
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Nira
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Nira
Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Nira Krishna 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 Nira Krishna 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 Nira Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Going to read Srimad Bhagavatam at 7 o'clock.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Vritrasur's glorious death. So we'll ask Madan Mohini Mataji, when is death considered glorious? If she's there. When is death considered glorious? Okay. Sharing the screen. Vritrasur's glorious death. Why? When do you think is death? Okay, we'll ask Janish.
What was the question, Prabhuji? Sorry.
When is death considered glorious?
So on battlefield, it's considered glorious.
Okay. Maybe Preeti can tell when death is considered glorious.
Yeah, it's if it's a Antakalic if we remember the Lord at the time of death, so that considers a glorious. If your mind is fixed on the conscious.
Yeah. Maybe Radhika can tell us the verse. It says death is glorious.
एतवान् संख्ययोगाभ्यां स्वधर्मो परिनिष्ठया जन्मलाभा परापुं समन्ते नारायण स्मृति.
This verse specifically says in the Bhagavatam that death is considered glorious. I mean, nobody likes, death is considered inauspicious. That's why people don't go to the temples. They don't do this, they don't do that. So many things. But Bhagavatam is saying here, Etavan Sankhya Yoga Bhyam. Etavan, all these Sankhya, complete knowledge of matter and spirit. Yoga Bhyam, knowledge of mystic powers. Swadharma Parinishtaya. So doing your occupational duty according to your Janma Labha Para Pumsam. The labh, the gain, is what is that? Ante Narayana Smriti. So it says, the highest perfection of human life, achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, means whether you practice Sankhya Yoga or you practice yoga, mystic powers, or by perfect discharge of occupational duty, is to remember the personality of God at the end of life. Highest perfection, that's the success. Okay. Yeah, anything else? Okay, so this is how when death is considered glorious. So Vritrasur died thinking of the Lord. That's why his death is glorious. Okay, so we'll go to the next verse here. Lokah sapala yasye me shvasanti vivasha vashe dvija iva shicha baddha sakala iha karanam. All living beings in all planets of this universe, including the presiding deities of all the planets, are fully under the control of the Lord. They work like birds caught in a net, who cannot move independently. So, everybody, what is that verse? We'll ask Manish Goel Prabhu. What is that verse which says everybody is dancing according to the tunes of Krishna? Everybody is under the control of Krishna. Krishna is the only controller, everybody else. We'll ask Manish Goel. Manish Goel Prabhu, if he's there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, what was the question, Prabhuji?
That means you're not listening.
Yeah, I just.
Okay.
Sorry, Prabhu.
What is that verse which says Krishna is the only controller, everybody else is servant, and he makes everybody is under him. So
Aham Sarvasva Prabhu.
yeah, that he says everything comes from me. Yeah, that's kind of indirectly, but what is that verse that says that? Okay, we will ask Krishna Prasad.
Isvara Parama Sachidananda Vigraha. Isvara Krishna.
But where it says everybody dances according to the tunes of Krishna.
Not sure.
Okay, we'll just open it for everybody. Anybody like to say?
एकता ईश्वर कृष्ण
Ekaleshwar.
और सब विद्य यारे याचे नचाए तो ताइछे करे नित्य.
This famous line, Prabhupada would quote this many times. Ekala Ishwar Krishna Arsa Britya. Britya means?
Servant.
Servant.
And Yara?
यारे याचे नचाए तो ताइछे करे नित्य. Everybody dances according to how Krishna wants them to dance.
So either you dance to, there are two choices where you have to dance. You can dance in Kirtan under Krishna's devotional service, or
Dance to the
Maya.
tunes of Maya.
yeah, you dance to the tunes of Maya. So who are we dancing? We have to see under whose. If Krishna, we don't dance to the tune of Krishna, means in devotional service, then dance to Krishna's Maya. Maya will tell us and will dance also.
In the Jaladuta prayers, Prabhupada is praying.
Yeah.
Nachao, nachao. I'm a puppet
Srivat.
in your hands. You make me dance as you like.
Yeah. So if we don't follow Shastra, then we are guided by
Mind.
Shastra or
Mind.
Mind.
yeah, Shastra or Shastra. It's a Shastra or Shastra. There are two words, right? It comes from the word Shas. Prabhupada says Shas means to discipline. So either you are disciplined and by Shastra, or you have to be disciplined by Maya. Maya will make you dance. And so if you don't follow the discipline of the government, then you follow the discipline of the prison. In the prison there is so much discipline. So if you don't follow the discipline outside, you do whatever you like you drive according to whichever way you like, and or you act as the way you like, then they'll put you in the prison. Then you'll be disciplined there. You have to be. So either we cannot be under Krishna's, but when we are under Krishna's jurisdiction, then we are actually free. Like outside, we are free. We can sleep, we can eat, we can go and see a movie, which we should not. We can go and eat in a restaurant, which we should not. We can chant Hare Krishna. We can drive to some park. We can do some exercise. So many things we can do. But when we are, that's why Prabhupada called this as what? Regulative
Principles of freedom.
regulative principles of freedom. So if you chant Hare Krishna every day, you follow the four regulative principles, then your consciousness will be free. Otherwise, you are bound in this material world. Okay, so everybody is bound in like birds in a net in every planet, because we are all in the material domain, material universes. And material universe means the prison. It's the prison. So everybody is bound. Okay, so that's what they work, like birds caught in a net who cannot move independently. Okay, so we'll read the purport. The difference between the suras and asuras is that the suras know that nothing can happen without the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whereas the asuras cannot understand the supreme will of the Lord. So Prabhupada said one time that everything is moving by the will of Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Everything, suras know that nothing can happen without the desire of the Supreme Person. So everything is happening by the sanction, you could say, not the will. Yeah, sanction or will is same, but yeah, Krishna is, without Krishna's sanction, nothing can happen, not a blade of grass can move. Like Indra in Govardhan Leela, he tried to uproot, like he tried to blow away Govardhan hill from Krishna's little finger, but he was blowing very fierce winds, hurricane-like winds, but not even one leaf he could separate from any tree. There were so many trees on Govardhan hill, he could not even separate one leaf from any tree, because Krishna didn't want that to happen, so nothing will happen. In this fight, Vritrasur is actually the Sura, whereas Indra is the Asura. No one can act independently. Rather, everyone acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, victory and defeat come according to the results of one's karma, and the judgment is given by the Supreme Lord. Karmana Deva Nitrena. Since we act under the control of the Supreme, according to our karma, no one is independent, from Brahma down to the insignificant ant. There is another verse in the Brahma Samhita. It says, Yastva Indragopam, Yastva Indragopam, Athavendram, Aho Swakarma, Bandhanurupa Bhalfalabhajana Matanoti, Karamani Nirdahati, Kintu Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamam. Everybody is bound by the karma, from Indragop, which is a small insect, to Indra. Everybody is bound by karma. But karma can be destroyed by bhakti, by chanting Hare. As Ajamil's karma was destroyed, right? By chanting the holy name in Namabhas. So, Asesha Agam Haram Vidu. So, since we act under the control of the Supreme according to our karma, no one is independent, from Brahma down to the insignificant ant. So, when we become Krishna conscious and engage in devotional service, then we rise above the modes of material nature, and we are free to we have control over our mind and senses, and then we can do what we like. We are not under the influence of the senses and the mind. So devotees Goswami, Mamcha yogyapicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati detan brahma bhuyaya kalpa. If you, if you chant Hare Krishna, your consciousness becomes free from the lower modes of the material nature. Tadarajastamo bhava kama lobhadayasya chite anarvitam sitam sattve prasidati. So we will become free from all the lower modes, come to higher mode of goodness, and ultimately the platform of pure goodness. And then we can experience freedom and happiness. Because right now the mind has chained us. The soul is bound under the chains of the mind, and it will not let you go free. Like some slave, right? He's been chained. So we are being chained. So when we actually when we rise above the modes of nature, then mind the chains of the mind are broken. The soul is free, free bird, like that. So otherwise we are bound, we are slaves of our material desires. Kama adinam katina katitha palita durnidesha tesham jatamayi na karuna natapano pashanti. Utsrijeta natha yadupate sampratam labda buddhis tvamayata sharanam abhayam mam niyukshvatmadasye. This prayer is there that, oh, my Lord, I've been serving under these bad masters for so long, but now my intelligence has been awakened by your mercy. So now I am giving up the service of these bad masters. These bad masters are such, they are never satisfied, and I am not ashamed to serve them. But now I have come to your lotus feet. Please engage me in your devotional service and save me. So this is prayer we can offer to Krishna. We have to pray very hard, right? Krishna, please protect me, please protect me. I am very vulnerable. I can fall down at any time. I'm already fallen in this material world, but now further. So Krishna, please protect me, please protect me. I'm very weak. And at the same time, one should be very determined, right? To so take shelter. So whether we are defeated or victorious, the Supreme Lord is always victorious because everyone acts under his directions. There is Supreme Lord controls everyone. So okay, so that's the Damodar Leela, effort and our determination and Krishna's mercy. So we beg for Krishna's mercy while we make the effort. Try and cry, they say. So we have to try very hard. Like they say, do as if everything depends on you, and pray as if everything depends on the Supreme. So because just prayer, but there is no like endeavor or effort. The desire should be strong. Of course, Krishna only helps us. Everything is done, but we know we have determination. Everybody has determination. You all became engineers, and so many exams you passed because you were determined. You put a lot of effort. You are determined every day at work to do our job, right? There is some. So we know there is determination. We can't say everything depends on Krishna. Yeah, it depends on Krishna, but you have your own desire and your free will. So that free will has to be, the desire has to be very strong, and you have to pray also, because just by our desiring nothing is, Krishna has to give us that intelligent strength. Okay, so that's Damodar Leela.
Here Krishna is saying that everybody, or this Vritrasura is saying, everybody is controlled by the Lord, right? So, but for the devotees, aham bhakta paradhino. Krishna is saying that I am controlled, under the control of my devotees. Bhritte vashyata. I'm controlled by my servants. comes opposite.
Yeah, that's Damodar Leela. Yeah, so the pure devotees can control the Supreme Lord. Yeah. Otherwise, you're controlled by the Supreme Lord. So, okay. Love conquers the Supreme Lord. That's the whole Damodar Leela is showing that only. Krishna gets bound. But by Yashoda, who is, who is pure devotee. Okay, so the next verse.
That's why pure devotional service is so rare, so durlabha. Because Krishna doesn't want to give the control to everybody,
Hmm,
control him, only to pure devotees.
yes. Like we also reveal our heart and we trust somebody who loves us, right? We tell this is my bank balance, this is what it is, this is my money. We may give our everything to a friend or family because we trust them and they love us. So we are ready to give everything to them, right? So Krishna is like that also. In this world also in ordinary dealings, right? We just uh, those who love us, we can give all our information and everything. We can reveal our mind and everything. So
Mhm.
Krishna is also saying, I will reveal my mind to those who love me. Bhaktya swananya shakya aham ev vido arjuna. Gyatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Yes. They can enter in the mysteries of my understanding. Yeah.
Like a country's president, outside everybody is bound down to him, in awe and reverence. But when he comes home, his wife chastises him. Then his grandchild rides on top of him as he becomes a horse. It's the same in Vrindavan. This is what Krishna is doing. He's defeated by his devotees. They chastise him and they make him a horse.
Yes. And you reveal your mind also. So to those who are very near and dear, you can tell everything is there. So Krishna also reveals himself like to those who are very near and dear. Okay. Otherwise he says I'm covered by my yoga maya. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavita.
Now,
Modo bhin na vijanati.
Naham Tebhyo Managat.
Lokamamajam avyayam. Managapi is that other Bhagavatam words. Yeah.
Maya Javin.
Maya
Is this
Javane.
referring to?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Kunti se.
Is this the verse you're referring to?
Naham Prakasha Sarvasya
No.
Yoga Maya Samam.
Bhagavad
Odholam
Gita.
Nabi Janti Lok Ko Maya.
This is Bhagavad Gita verse. That is Kunti Devi's verse, right? Maya.
Naham Tebhyo
Maya Javani Kachan.
That is also, yeah.
Agyat.
Yeah. So many verses like that in different ways.
I
Okay.
read similar verse in Gajendra prayer also. I don't remember that verse,
Hmm.
but I read it. Similar, he was talking about that you are covered. Uh, yeah, find it. I'll paste it.
Hmm. Okay, so the next verse. Ojah saho balam pranam amritam mrityumev cha tam agyaya jano hetum atmanam manyate jadam. Our sensory prowess, mental power, bodily strength, living force, immortality, and mortality are all subject to the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How long we will live, when we will die, is based on our karma, and that karma is under the jurisdiction, or karma is given by the Supreme Lord. So ultimately, under the how much our body will be, strength will be, all this is all dependent on the Supreme Lord. Not knowing this, foolish people think the dull material body to be the cause of their activities. So body can be strong, body can be weak, but ultimately it is coming through the Supreme Lord. So body is not the cause of everything. How long we will live and everything. Ultimately it is the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of God. Okay. यथा दारु मयि नारी यथा पत्रमयो मृगा एवं भूतानि मघवन ईशा तंत्राणि विधिभो. O King Indra, as a wooden doll that looks like a woman, or an animal made of grass, or as an animal made of grass and leaves cannot move or dance independently, but depends fully on the person who handles it. All of us dance according to the desire of the Supreme Controller. That's the verse we are discussing. The personality of Godhead, no one is independent. We are puppets. Krishna is the puppeteer. This is confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasabhritya Yare Yaiche Nachaya Se Taiche Kare Nritya. Lord Krishna alone is the supreme controller and all others are his servants. They dance as he makes them do so. We are all servants of Krishna. We have no independence. We are dancing according to the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but out of ignorance and illusion, we think we are independent of the Supreme Will. Therefore, it is said, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Sanadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Controller. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. Okay, so
And if we surrender, then Krishna can use us to do great things. We can become an instrument of his Nimitta Matra Bhavya Sarve Sachi.
yeah, if we surrender, then we will do great things. Otherwise, we'll do things that are harmful for us, because we'll be under the influence of Maya and then we'll harm ourselves only. As Prabhupada says, we'll be engaged in sense gratification. And then what will happen? That will give us material body one after another. And we will suffer in this material existence. We will harm ourselves. As Prabhupada says, there may be some feeling of enjoyment in sense gratification, but that feeling of enjoyment is the ultimate enemy of the sense enjoyer. So it will harm us. We may feel that we are enjoying, we are independent, I can do, but actually we will harm ourselves and will rotate in the cycle of birth and death. So everybody is looking for happiness, right? We are all ultimately looking for happiness. So that cannot be denied, right? I mean, we all are looking for happiness. So we should look for spiritual happiness. Material happiness, if we look for, then it will not satisfy us and it is temporary, and then we will have to again come back in this material world to again look for material happiness. So, like that. So there is material happiness and there is spiritual happiness. We always talk about this, right? One decreases with time, one increases with time, one is temporary, other is permanent or increases with time. One there is happiness, but there is side effects. It is followed by misery. So many things have to be right to get material happiness, and it does not satisfy the soul. Whereas spiritual happiness, there are no side effects. And so, like that. So, yeah, as soon as we try to become happy, then we are setting up ourselves materially happy. That means you get material body. That means death is also going to come. Old age, disease, all these things will happen. You get material body. So that's how we have to see. And we should try to be happy in the way we are supposed to be happy. Okay, that's the whole shift in consciousness. Its happiness is not denied, but because that's the nature of the soul, anandamaya abhyasat. So we have to be happy, otherwise we cannot live. So we need happiness. So we should
And
try to get spiritual happiness in service to Krishna on the platform of the soul. Yeah, not on the platform of the body. Yeah. Go ahead.
that's why we take a shelter to be happy in different shelters, right? That you are saying that we want to be happy, but in our own way,
Hmm.
not the Krishna's way. I just heard one, I don't know his name, but I heard one clip. uh, What do you call reels? One that reel, he was saying very nice thing that हमें भगवान जीव जो है वो किसी का भी शेल्टर ले लेते हैं किसी भी इष्ट को अगर भगवान उनकी आ, इच्छाओं की पूर्ति नहीं करते बट आपको निष्ठा रखनी चाहिए अपने इष्ट पे क्योंकि भगवान जो होते हैं वो सुख विचारक नहीं होते वो वो हित विचारक होते हैं मीन्स दैट इट मेक्स यू हैप्पी इंस्टेंटली ही विल मे नॉट गिव यू बट ही विल गिव यू व्हाट इज बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू बिकॉज अगर 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 एक बच्चा है इफ अ चाइल्ड इज क्राइंग फॉर chocolates we cannot give you the 20 and 30 chocolates to the child because it is not good for his health so he cry but no parent will give to the child so similarly like our because of our desires and our you know we cry in this world but sometimes it's not get fulfilled by the lord so but those who are the devotees those who can understand that the krishna's is doing any whatever krishna is doing is good for me then only one can be in that consciousness or maybe there is a pain there is if it's not fulfilled but at the same time one can think that okay maybe this is not good for me that's why krishna didn't give and just have faith on that and continue the devotion.
Yeah, there are two things. One is that Krishna may not give. Another thing is that uh, Maya may give. But whether you will take it or not, that is a test also. So, uh, so sometimes, there are tests, right? Like Haridas Thakur got a test. So, so there are many different tests that can come in our life. And if we are armed with spiritual knowledge, with Krishna's, of course, Krishna's wisdom that comes from Bhagavad Gita, then okay, you say, oh, yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate. Then even if it is coming, you don't know whether it's coming from Maya or it's coming from Krishna. So sometimes it's coming from Maya, and Maya is testing us, right? Because she's filtering. So, but if you have proper intelligence, then you say, oh, this is not Krishna is not giving me this. This is Maya is giving me this, and so Maya is testing me. So I will not. So that is also there. And then sometimes, yeah, as you said, you want something, but Krishna will not give. Ami Vigya, Krishna says. This person is asking for Vishaya Sukh. Why should I give him Vishaya Sukh? Instead, I will induce him to taste the nectar of my lotus feet. So he may not give. So there are many things like that. Sometimes things will come But we have to decide. We have a choice. Like we say, every moment is a choice. So Krishna is calling and Maya is calling. So whom do we will say yes? That is our choice, and so that's why we always pray to Krishna. Krishna, please help me make the right choice. So so that way also another way I'm thinking is what you said is correct. Yeah.
But Krishna may also give, and that may frustrate you. It didn't turn. So, like you said, there are three things that can happen with the desires, right? Either they can be fulfilled, but it doesn't turn out the way you expected, you are frustrated. Either it's not fulfilled, you are frustrated, and it's fulfilled, but it's taken away. It's temporary, it's taken away. Yeah. Then it makes you frustrated.
Like some opportunity for sense gratification comes in your life, then if we are not strong, then we say, okay, I'll take it. Then you become frustrated. But if you already know, like we say, you learn by, you already uh, have heard and you know, then from the beginning only you'll say no. Oh, but of course we are not sometimes that intelligent. So we have to become frustrated and learn the hard way, or go through some depression, and it's not so easy to go through all these things, depression, and to learn the hard way. But if you are already in knowledge and you are established in the knowledge, then no matter, you are convinced. That's what's the cost in the sea. Is we are convinced that this is not the goal of life and this is not going to make me happy. It is going to give me misery. Then in the beginning only you will say no, and you will save yourself so much trouble. As who is saying that? Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Yan mei thunadi grihamedi sukhamitucham kandu yanena karoyoriva dukkha dukkam tripyanti neha kripana bahu dukkha bhaja kandutivan manasijam visheda dhira. So yeah, sense gratification is the cause of all the misery. So I will avoid it from the beginning only. Why would I take it and then become frustrated? And of course, ultimately you have to learn. So you learn the easy way, or we say learn by hearing, or you learn through experience like that. So you have to learn somehow the. So after going through so much hard knocks, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan. Then one says, oh my Krishna, I'm done with this, I'm frustrated, and oh, I will surrender to you. But you can surrender before that only, going through all that, why you don't have to go through all that experience and trouble and everything. Yeah.
Like we were discussing Chorashtakam, we were saying that devotees are in akinchana. They are in a beggar consciousness, they are homeless beggars. They may have a house, but they understand that nothing belongs to me. So even if things are taken away from them, their consciousness doesn't change because already they were in the consciousness. It's not mine. Krishna has given it to me and he can take it away. So they are above the modes. They are always sukha dukha same kritva. Labha labha jaya jaya.
Yeah. It's very difficult. Like you have a new car and your car hits something, or like whatever. Your family member dies, and to be equipoised. Labha labha jaya jayo. It's because you have formed an attachment generally, but if you're detached, then you can be equipoised. But because you have formed an attachment, so now, of course, there is spiritual attachment also. Like when Prabhupada passed away, so many devotees were crying, but that's spiritual. But I'm just saying that generally it's very difficult when you lose a lot of money. Let's say you make an investment and you lose a lot of money. So all your hard work has gone. Like in 2009 when the banks collapsed, so many people were saying our 401k became 201k. They were so like distressed. All the savings, everything was halved. So all the hard work, because you are attached to a certain. So if you're detached, yeah, there is no. Whether it is there, it's not there. It's okay. Like that. So yeah.
And as Vritrasura is saying, everything is happening by the sanction of Krishna. and Krishna sanctioned for that thing to happen in my life, then, and Krishna is ever merciful. So, Tatte Anukampam Susamikshamanam.
Yes. And all this will be tested, like they say, when you squeeze an orange, what comes out is the orange juice. So, so all this will come, all the tests will come. Bhajan karo, sadhan karo, marte jaan le hoy. Right? Prabhupada says that how much you have realized this knowledge will come when there is actually distress in our life, and how much Krishna conscious we are. Right? As who was saying this? Keshav Maharaj, right? That
Two, three, yeah, that's not I What do you do when you are alone? And what do you do at the time of distress? Or you can also say, what do you do when everything is going nicely and you have material enjoyment around you? That is also a test. Krishna is giving temptations.
yeah. That one devotee was saying that why material world has been made so attractive, because there's so many things, right? So many attractive things. Because Krishna wants to see whether, despite all these opportunities you have, you will still select me over all this. So that's why Maya gives test to see, okay, you will still select Krishna. There are so many temptations for so many things in this world. But despite all these attractive things, you will still, remember me. So that is the test. And especially when you have all the facilities. If you don't have, that's a different thing, because there is no possibility. But when you have, and you are still rejecting those for Krishna, and if you don't have, then you are hankering, right? That's another thing. So it doesn't mean all poor people are automatically spiritually minded, because if you don't have, then you are hankering. So in your heart, yeah.
That is the special mercy verse. You have everything, but youthful body, beauty, education, great wealth, but at the same time you're not proud of it. You are a
Not proud and not attached to sense gratification. Yes. Of course, that verse is not proud, but yeah, not attached to sense gratification. Also, because when you have all the facilities, then we tend to become attached. So, so that is why, right? Even in married life, to follow the principles strictly of married life, when you have the facility for enjoyment, and still, like Bhishma Dev said, "Oh, Krishna is the perfect brahmachari." Why? Because I don't know if I had all these beautiful gopis around me, what would have been my situation. But Krishna is the perfect brahmachari. Like Prabhupada was saying like that. Even though he's in the midst of all the beautiful, he's not. That's why we say he's renounced. Of course, he's controlled by Radharani, other things we say like that, that he cannot. But then he left the Ras Leela. That's his opulence of renunciation, and he left Radharani also. But of course, there are other commentators who give different reasons why Krishna left, to increase their loving, separation like that. But Krishna is in like that also. He left in the middle of the Ras Leela. So that's a vairagya, we say, the opulence of renunciation. Okay, yeah.
Although he's a supreme enjoyer, he's enjoying. The only thing, he's a supreme lord, and you say that he's the topmost enjoyer. So he's enjoying with the gopis. He's doing Ras Leela and all the pastimes we hear. We cannot compare it to us. We are to be enjoyed. Krishna is the enjoyer.
Yeah, and then he has created this material world and he's aloof from it, because he's allowed us to do whatever he can control us, but he's detached. He says, "You do whatever you like." He's not forcing.
Mm.
So he's given all the freedom. He's not exercising his control. Indirectly, he is, by giving us misery in this material world so that we turn to him. But he allows us to do what we want. So that way also is renounced.
Yeah. But he's trying hard for us to come back to him because he loves us. He sends devotees in our lives, even if it's not in our karma qualifications to. That's what he tells Gopakumar, right?
Yes, that's yeah. He's trying hard, but at no point he will
Force.
force. Yeah. Otherwise, everybody will
Love
go.
cannot be forced, right?
Okay. So, anything else anybody like to say? So we are on 7:40. Krishna Prasad want to say something.
Yeah, I have a question, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
If someone want to perform sense control through non-bhakti process, like severe austerities or severe renouncement,
Hmm.
will that person ever be happy that process?
Like impersonalists, they try to control their senses, not through bhakti process. But that's a very difficult. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Klesha adhikataras tesham avyakta asakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavat viravapyate. He says it is a very troublesome process. So through other ways, uh, it gives a lot of klesha. There's a lot of austerity and dry, but with bhakti there is engagement of senses and all these things. So it's a susukham kartum avyayam, whereas impersonal path is difficult.
It's dry. There's no ananda in it. So that's why we have examples like Vishwamitra Muni doing tapasya, and there's Menaka comes along and at once his tapasya is destroyed. Same as Shaubari Muni also underwater, but he looks at fishes who are mating and at once. So our Acharya says it's like a baby monkey holding on to the mother monkey, and he has to do it with his own strength. When the mother jumps, sometimes the baby monkey falls because his strength is he's holding in by his own strength, and he's weak.
And
But the
because they have
bhakti,
not connected with the personal form of the Lord also, because not bhakti is not there, so Bhagwan is not there, so it's not.
Ananda is derived only from personal relationships and seva, which is only possible in bhakti.
So, so you are not in your constitutional position. Krishna Prasad left.
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as you're not in your constitutional position, there is always chance to get straight. And it's difficult. Of course, we say Brahmananda, they experience some pleasure because even if you control your mind and senses and like that, um, and you stay away from sense objects, it will give you some relief. It will give you relief. But so there is some pleasure because your senses are not agitated, but you can't, but because the jiva wants joy, so you can't be in that situation of peace. So, uh, so that's why Brahma says they fall down. Aruya krichena param padam tataha. But yeah, you can experience some because you are not in sense gratification. Sense gratification is the cause of all anxiety, and it burns the heart. Like what is that? Avritam jnanam etena jnani no nityaverina kama rupena kontya dushpurena analena. It's like fire that burns in the heart. It agitates you. It consumes you. So impersonally, they are at least away from this. So it will give you peace if you're away from this. So it will give you peace, and peace means little happiness you will get. But then you want not just only to be peaceful always, but you want some pleasure because that's the nature of the soul. Pleasure. Okay. I don't know if that's okay. Krishna Prasad, is that okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Purush, what's the thing? Okay. Purusha Prakritir Vyaktam Atma Bhutendriya Shaya Shaknuvantya asya sargado navina yad anugraha. The three Purushas, Karana Dakshai Vishnu, Garbho Dakshai Vishnu, and Shiro Dakshai Vishnu. The material nature, the total material energy, the false ego, that five material elements, the material senses, the mind, intelligence, and consciousness cannot create the material manifestation without the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, example is given if you put all the ingredients for making khichdi, right? They are all there in your kitchen cabinet, right? There is some salt is there, some rice is there, all the things are there in the kitchen. But unless a person comes and prepares khichdi, it's not that all the ingredients are going to combine themselves and make khichdi. When you come back, it would be nice, right? If uh, all the food was made like that. Because all the ingredients are there, they will all just combine themselves. So here it's saying that um, that all the material elements, all these five material elements, material senses, without the direction, unless there is superior, the soul acts on it. Then that's why Krishna says, Aparayam itastvanyam prakritim vidime param. Jiva bhuta mahabaho yedam dharyate jagat. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says that this there is superior energy, which is the soul, and that is manipulating this inferior energy. And that's why we have so many buildings and so many different shapes. In 7.5, he says this. So, what is the translation? Besides this, means besides this eight energies, O mighty Amrarjun, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities. We are the soul, which are superior energy, Paraprakriti, who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature. Because matter is kind of, inferior to us, because it is not conscious. We can manipulate matter and make so many shapes and like that. So we are the soul. The soul is superior, but then the soul is controlled by matter, because even though it's superior energy, because when it gives heart to matter, then you become controlled. Like mind is matter, but when you become controlled by your mind, because you are giving your charge to the mind. So you become controlled by the mind. Actually, we are superior than mind. In what is that? In Indriyani paraniyahu indriyabhya param manaha manasastu parabuddhi yoguddhe parasastu saha. So we are soul is superior to the mind also in the senses. So we are supposed to control the mind. We are like that. But because we have given our heart to the matter, so we are controlled. With the bodily conception of life, we are invested in the body and all this. So we are controlled by the body and the mind. But actually, we are superior. And higher than us is the Supra Soul, Krishna. Okay, so we'll just finish this verse. As confirmed in Vishnu Puran, Parasya Brahmana. Yeah, somebody want to say something? Okay. As confirmed in Vishnu Puran, Parasya Brahmana Shaktis Tathedam Akhilam Jagat. Whatever manifestations we experience are nothing but various energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everything is energy. These energies cannot create anything independently. They are Krishna's energy, but Krishna has to act. This is also confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Maya Jakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving living beings. Only under the direction of the Lord, the Supreme Person can Prakriti, which is manifested in 24 elements, create different situations for the living entity. In the Vedas, the Lord says, Madiyam Mahimanam Cha Parabrahmeti shabditam Vitsyasya anugrihitam me samprashner vivritam ridi. Since everything is a manifestation of my energy, I am known as Parabrahman. Therefore, everyone should hear from me about my glorious activities. The Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita 10.2, Aham adirhi devanam, I am the origin of all demigods. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of God is the origin of everything, and no one is independent of Him. Srila Madhvacharya also says, Anisha Jiva Rupena. The living entity is Anisha, never the controller, but is always controlled. Therefore, when a living entity becomes proud of being an independent Ishvara or God, that is his foolishness. Such foolishness is described in the following verse. So we'll stop there, see if anybody. It's all basic Krishna consciousness philosophy, which we have heard so many times before also. It's nice. It's all purports are like that ultimately. So, any other you would like to share? Damodar Leela or any song or anything?
Yeah, I want to cover the verse 6. Damodara Shloka. I want to pull that up.
I'm pulling it here. Yeah. Namo Deva Damodara Vishnu.
Okay. Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vatanu Grihani Shama Magyami Dakshidrishya. Translation. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, please be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. So here Satyavat Muni is making a request. From early on, he was saying that Krishna, you manifest in my heart your Bal Gopal form, and then he moved on to his beautiful lotus face. And now in this verse, he is wanting Krishna to appear physically before him. So his longing has increased, his greed has increased. And so Satyavat Muni decides that the best way to get his desires fulfilled is by Nam Kirtan, Nam Sankirtan. So that's why he's chanting the different names of Krishna. He's chanting Krishna's names like Deva, Damodar, Ananta, Vishnu, Prabhu, and Isha. These are different names of Krishna, and they have meanings. Deva means Krishna, being the supreme personality of Godhead, he has a divine form. He has a divine form, so I desire to see you. Then Damodar, and that signifies his exceptional quality of being Bhakta Vatsal, being controlled by his devotee and having deep affection for his devotees, that he agreed himself to be bound by Mother Yashoda. So since you are very affectionate to your devotees, O Krishna, that's why I want to see you. Ananta. Ananta means he's unlimited or endless. So Lord can give unlimited mercy. How can he not bestow his merciful glance on his devotees? Like he's saying, oh you, Krishna, you are unlimitedly merciful. Like for Putana, we say this verse, Aho Bakhyam Stanakal Kutam Jigamasya Pad Apeya Sadvi Lebe Gatim Datri Uchitam Tatwanyam Kam Va Dayalum Sharanam Bhajimam. Who can be more merciful than Krishna, who gave the position of mother to a she-demon Putana who came to kill him. So Krishna gives unlimited mercy. He gave unlimited mercy to a Jamil who was not calling out his name, him, but he called out to his son who was named Narayan. And Agasur also, he gave Sarupya Mukti because Agasur was connected to Putana. He's a brother of Putana, and Krishna was remembering Putana and And remembering Putana, he was remembering Yashoda. We heard that. So he's unlimitedly merciful, and I want to see you. And Prabhu means his potencies are unlimited, and he's inconceivable. He's Adokshaja, even though, and then he's Satyavat Muni is saying that even though you are Adhokshaja, you are beyond the grasp of senses, still you can become visible to my eyes. Because you are Isha. You are Isha, the next word he uses, Swarat. You are independent, controller. You can do whatever you like. Like we say, don't try to see Krishna. Act in such a way Krishna wants to see you. If you want to see the president of the country, we may not be allowed. But if you do something great, then if the president wants to see us, then we can see him. So Krishna can make himself visible. He reveals himself to the devotee to whom he is pleased with. So Swarat, he is Isha. So he does not need to rely on anything external to exhibit his mercy. Even though I am very unqualified to get your mercy, I am most fallen, he's saying. But still, you can give me mercy. You are not bound by any rules and regulations. Then he uses the word Vishnu. Vishnu means one who is all pervasive. He's omnipresent. So he's saying, Krishna, you are present everywhere. So you don't need to have any, will not have any difficulty in traveling a long distance to appear directly before me. You're already here. So reveal yourself to me. So after glorifying the Lord in these 5 ways, then Satyavat Muni, he's presenting his own qualification. So like when you have to put an application to somebody, like you're applying for college or a job, then you address somebody, there you need to be respectfully addressing the person. Dear Mr. So-and-so. And then you mention your own qualification in your application. So what is his qualification that Satyavat Muni is mentioning? He's saying that Dukkha Jalabdi Magnam. I am immersed in the ocean of network of miseries. I am very dukhi. Ati Deenam, I am very fallen. Agyam, I am very ignorant. Therefore, Kripa Drishti Vrishyati. Please shower your merciful glance upon me because I am disqualified in these 3 ways. These are actually my disqualifications. So you have to shower your merciful glance on me. So in fact, these disqualifications are actually his qualifications to get Krishna's mercy, because here Satyavat Muni is in Dainya Bhav. Humility is what attracts Krishna. We have seen that many of our acharyas, their songs show, they are saying that they are very fallen, even more fallen than Jagai and Madai, more fallen than the worms in the stool. So this is all showing Dainya Bhav, that they're not just showing, but they have that mood that I'm not even a devotee. Everybody else is, more advanced than me.
What is that verse? Dina Kare Bhagwan.
दीनेरा अधिक दया करे भगवान, पंडिता कुलीना धनेरा बड़ा अभिमान. So Krishna is especially merciful to those who are humble, meek.
How does it start? Dinera?
दीनेरा अधिक दया करे भगवान. So Supreme Godhead is always favorable to humble and meek. Like humble and meek will inherit the kingdom of God, even Jesus Christ says. So humility is the key. Tranadapi sunichena tarorapi. This is the verse that we need to tie across our neck. That's the only way to enter into the kingdom of God. And it's the hardest because our false ego is very high. So also when somebody is begging, like Satyavat Muni is begging, while asking for something alms, what the beggars does is first he praises the donor. Oh, you look very rich, or you're very merciful, you have a very kind heart, you are magnanimous, right? And then he says, and then he talks about himself, the beggar. Oh, I'm so hungry, I've not eaten for many days, So it's the same thing that he's doing. He's glorifying the Lord with all the names and the meanings behind them, and then he's saying that I'm very fallen, I'm very ignorant, I'm immersed in this ocean of miseries. So in order to get compassion of the Lord, more we beg for Krishna's mercy, like a beggar. Like even that duck, Prabhupada was saying, the duck that quacks the most gets the first before others, right? So more we beg to Krishna, please be merciful to me. I want your mercy. I want your service. I want to get rid of all my anarthas. I'm very fallen. Yeah, we don't pray enough. And that attracts Krishna's attention. So Grahane Shamam, he's saying, please accept me. So then Satyavrat Muni is saying, "Oh Damodar, your mother has so much affection for you. She cares for you and nurtures you. And just as mother's qualities appear in her children, her mother's quality of forgiveness and compassion should also appear in you. So you should also be very compassionate because your mother is like that. So, so kindly ignore my offenses, my sins, my anarthas, and my bad qualities, and just be pleased with me. Please accept me. Kindly grant your causeless mercy to
He
me."
says mother is very merciful.
Yeah. Well, our acharyas are commenting on this. Kripa Drishti. So they're saying that Krishna, your mother is so merciful, compassionate. I think gopis in Gopi Gita also, one of the commentaries is like that. Mm. You are beautiful, Krishna, because actually your mother is very beautiful. So here they're saying that you should be compassionate and you should have this forgiveness and compassion qualities in you because your mother has those qualities.
But mother bound Krishna, right? So she didn't forgive Krishna from one point of view, right?
Yeah, but it's out of love only she
Love.
bound.
Yeah, correct.
She wants to correct the child, right? Discipline him.
Yes.
Yeah. See how our acharyas have wonderfully presented this. First, he's glorifying Krishna, right? Putting an application, then he's talking about his own qualifications or disqualifications.
Yeah. That Narottam Das Thakur also we say. Patita pavana hetu.
तव अवतारा मोशमा पतिता प्रभु न पाइबे आरा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे तुम बिन के दयालु जगत संसारी. Yes.
Yeah, means you are great and I am very fallen. You have come, you are known as Patit Pavan, and I am the most fallen. So you have to. There is another song, right, where Narottam Das Thakur says, "How can you be called Patit Pavan? We'll take away the name from you if you don't give me the mercy." Yes.
Gauranga Bullet. Yeah, Narottam Das Thakur has this. Yes.
Yeah. Kishore Lagia. How this name has come to you? If you don't deliver me, I'm very fallen. Then how?
Gauranga Karuna Karo.
Hmm.
Din. Gauranga Karuna Karo Dinahin Jani Moshama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani. Yeah. Then Jadi Dayan Jadi Dayana Karibe Patita Dekhiya Patita Pavana Nama Kishera Lagiya. If you do not give your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why are you known as Patit Pavan, the merciful savior of the fallen?
It's kind of little force also there.
Mm-hmm.
It's demanding. Okay, you have to deliver me. Yeah,
Mm.
but yeah, that's.
Yeah. Some other devotees say that in my time of distress, Krishna, you have to protect me. That is your, that you have given your word, right? To Arjuna, what do you say? Kante pratijaninama bhaktya pranashyati. You will be proven false if you don't do that.
So Krishna has to protect all of us. Okay. Vishnu is all pervading. So what is that about? He's all pervading. So
he's present already. You don't need to travel long distance to come meet me. Just reveal yourself to me.
just appear before me.
Appear before me.
Ananta means he has unlimited mercy.
And Prabhu means he is adhokshaja. He cannot be seen through our material senses. Inconceivable. But Isha, your Swarat. If you want, you can.
Yeah. And Damodar is representing the affectionate.
Bhakta Vatsal nature. Yes.
Okay, so Dukha Jal. I am, we say Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu. Prasida. Prasida means be pleased. Prasida Prabhu. O Master. Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdhi Magnam. Abdhi is the ocean and Magnam means immersed. I am immersed in the ocean and Dukha Jal, network of miseries, like that Jadendriya Taheka, Sharira Vidya Jal, Avidya Jal, or Dukha Jal. Jal means net. I am in a net of misery. So, immersed in the ocean. Kripa Drishti Vrishtya. Vrishtya is the rain. And the rain of your merciful glance.
Radha Kripa Kataksh. Sidelong glance. Radharani.
Yeah, this Vrishtya, this is also in the Shiksha Ashtakam. Where is that verse? But no, that's the tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents.
Yugayitam Nimish. Na.
Yeah, that's Gaitam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravarshaitam. No, Varshaitam, that's different. But Vrishtya, I think, is the rain. And merciful Kripa Drishti. It's merciful glance. Okay. Isha is, you're saying Swarat. So he's not answerable to anybody. He can come if he wants. Is that the meaning? Isha means you can appear anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, even though I am not qualified, still you can choose to give me mercy. You're not bound by any rules and regulations. Like that is Kripa Siddhas are there, right? Kripa Siddhas. They didn't do much. Like all these Brahmana wives. They were Kripa. They come on the category of Kripa Siddhas. They heard about Krishna and very got attracted to Krishna. Even Bali Maharaj comes under Kripa Siddha. There's one purport Prabhupada is right.
Brahmana's wives are Kripa Siddhas.
Yeah, even Bali Maharaj. I can find that purport.
But Bali Maharaj, we say he did Atma Nivedanam, he surrendered fully. And this Brahmana's wives also did bring food for Krishna.
Yeah, how they got attracted to Krishna.
They heard about Krishna. So
Yeah.
Rukmini is, of course, she's the consort of the Lord, but Rukmini also, right, she heard about the Lord and she became attached to the Lord. And then Kripa came from Krishna, and he came like personally. And
Even Narad Muni says is both. So, yeah, he's saying in 823, he's saying, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bali Maharaj became a Kripa Siddha because of special mercy of both Guru and Krishna. I mean, he got mercy of Prahlad Maharaj, yeah. Bali Maharaj received the mercy of Prahlad Maharaj. And by Prahlad Maharaj's mercy, he got the mercy of Krishna. Like somebody's family member is a devotee, right?
Prahlad's son is Virochan. So how did Bali Maharaj get Prahlad Maharaj's mercy?
Because Prahlad Maharaj appeared on the scene. Yeah.
In the family.
No, he also
Yeah,
in
he
this
appeared
fasting of
before.
Bali Maharaj, he appeared. Like Amoga also, who was a family member of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he got mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kripasena, even the Kalia got special mercy because his wives were devotees.
Okay. So we'll read the Spriti as God. Okay. So anybody else like to share anything? Any other thing on this Dhamma or any other? Janish like to share anything? We
Mm.
lost Janish.
No, Prabhuji. I was curious to know more about Virochan. I was seeing with this video on YouTube, in that, they were showing him to be pious, and basically Indra killed him tactically, and that's why Bali Maharaj was in a mood of revenge for with Indra to get the three material worlds.
Who killed Virochan?
Indra killed Virochan deceivingly, yeah.
And so that's
But
why
yeah,
Bali Maharaj was feeling little upset.
yeah, he was actually very upset, and he was still very young, and he, with his army tried to go and defeat Indra, and then he was defeated there because he was not very equipped, and then he Sukracharya almost woke him up from the dead, and then equipped him with all the powers and everything, and he also did a lot of tapasya and attained all the weaponry and everything, and then he went, and no one would even come close to Bali Maharaj because he had a specific chariot, which was as powerful as sun and all that, but that is the story. We hear that Virochan was not good, but we don't get much background in terms of really knowing what it
I
is.
think in Srimad there is a verse in that about Virochan. Let's see. This Bali Maharaj is in 8th canto, right?
But yeah, do some research, then come back. That's fine too. We don't get sidetracked.
Eight,
Just thought that was going on.
Hmm?
1914.
890.
Your father Virochan. No. That is yes. Actually, here Lord is saying to 8 1914. He's saying to Bali Maharaj about his father Virochan. He's saying that he was very affectionate towards Brahmanas, although he knew very well that it was a demigod who had come to him in the dress of Brahmanas. At their request, he delivered to them the duration of his life. So,
So he agreed to give the life to the demigods.
and he knew that maybe charity, just like who's that in Mahabharat, Karna, he is like that, right? He is very charitable. Indra came to beg for his kundal and kavach for Arjuna, and he gave it. He knew that he will die then.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe he was strict, right? Virochan was strict in some way. Is it saying like that? Oh,
We can ask Miss Chat GPT about Virochan. Then you will find all the references in scriptures. We can.
okay. So we can read that book. With Ask ChatGPT is not working.
It's working for me.
So maybe you can ask the question.
Yeah. Tell me about Virochan. He's searching. We can start the other one. I'll share. Okay. He's giving answer. I can share my screen. Sharing is not turned on. Okay. So Virochan is a prominent figure in Srimad Bhagavatam, son of Prahlad Maharaj. He belonged to Daitya dynasty. Unlike his father Prahlad, the pure devotee, Virochan was more attached to worldly honor and the welfare of the asuras. Virochan is described as charitable and respectful towards Brahman. Yeah, that's the verse. So even knowing they were his enemies, he sacrificed his own life out of respect of the Brahman order. This shows his dan shila, dan shil, charitable nature, but also his lack of discrimination in spiritual understanding. He mistook the external form, Brahman, as appearance for true spiritual qualification. Role in the Dev Asura conflicts. Virochan was a leader among the Asuras during earlier cosmic wars. Yamaraj fought with Kal Nabha, and the sun god fought with the Virochan. So he's fighting the demigods. He was also the father and predecessor of Bali Maharaj. Okay, his legacy. Srila Prabhupada explains that Virochan represents the danger of mere ritualistic piety without understanding Krishna as the ultimate beneficiary. He gave away his life to demigods thinking external charity was the highest good. His father Prahlad understood the Paramarth supreme good. Nothing much is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam.
So there is a story how he was deceived. If you say yes to that.
Chandogya Upanishad, that's where it is. The story Virochan and Indra learn from Prajapati. Both Indra and Virochan once approached Lord Brahma to learn the truth about the Atma. They were both sincere in their initial curiosity. They wanted to know what is the nature of the self, by knowing which one attains all. Prajapati, testing them, told them first to live as brahmacharis and serve him faithfully for 32 years. After that period, he gave them an initial teaching. The first lesson, mistaking the body for the self. Prajapati said, look at yourself in the mirror. That form you see is the self. Both Indra and Virochan looked, saw their reflection, and thought, this body is a self. Virochan accepted this immediately, thinking that the visible, tangible body is the ultimate reality. He left happily convinced that bodily enjoyment and preservation are the perfection of life. Indra, however, as he was returning to heaven, began to reflect, wait, this body changes, it grows old and dies. It cannot be the true self. So Indra returned to Prajapati for further instruction. Indra's perseverance and Virochan's misunderstanding. Prajapati gave Indra successfully deeper teachings each time after long periods of austerity. Finally, Indra realized the truth. The self is not the body nor the subtle mind or dreamer, but the pure consciousness beyond waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, the eternal Atma, identical in quality with Brahman. Virochan, however, did not return. He went back to the Asuras and taught a perverted form of the philosophy, saying, the body itself is a self, therefore one should decorate it, feed it well, and enjoy it through it. That is perfection. This became the philosophy of materialism, later called Asuric knowledge or Dehatma Buddhi. Srila Prabhupada mentions this story several times to illustrate how the demons may appear religious or charitable, but their understanding is limited to the body. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But it doesn't say the story of how what happened, why Indra deceived. That's not true. What actually happened? I mean, they both went to Brahma to learn about the self.
Hmm.
Then he came back, but how did Virochan lose his life? That's
Hmm. Hmm.
he's saying. The question was like, do you want some details about how?
Yeah, so I mean, that's what he thought. The body is a self. So externally, he was judging, okay, he's dressed as a Brahmana. So he's a Brahmana. So this was a trick of demigods, right? Because demigods, demons always fighting. So the demigods tricked him by becoming Brahmanas and asking for charity of his life. But yeah, there may be some details which is not mentioned here.
Okay.
Brahmana, yeah. Why is your thing not working?
No, no. Sometimes it says I think you have to log out and log back.
I think yours is better somehow. You have trained it better.
If you ask, I think it self-trains also. If you ask many questions.
Yeah, I don't ask many questions.
Okay, so we will read that book. Unless anybody else like to say anything. Tina like to say something. Okay, so which page we were on? Page 11? I think not 11. We had after that.
I don't remember.
Let me share. One minute. Okay, so we'll just read somewhere. This is very hidden gems. We were not in the hidden gems. I think we were still in the past time. Okay, let me figure out. We can hear a class. I think it's 8:30. So we can hear a class.
No, we can read today.
Okay, so then where?
You can start from anywhere.
Okay, the Wi-Fi voices. I think the voices we
Yeah,
were hearing this.
yeah, we read flowers.
Oh, the two words. Grabbing his arm, Yashoda pulled him towards herself, stopping him in his tracks. The uncatchable was caught. Both mother and son were panting hard. So both had run. So both were breathing. They were out of breath. Bending forward, both of them took a few seconds to catch their breath. For Krishna, see, then sometimes people may say, well, Yashoda has a spiritual form. How can she be out of breath like an ordinary mortal? But of course, for Krishna is acting like a human being, human child. So he is, but they all have spiritual bodies also. So they don't feel out of breath, right? In one sense, because we feel because we have material body. But these questions can come. For Krishna, there were more things to worry about. The most worrisome thing was the fearsome stick in his mother's hand, as she held his arms tightly with one hand, preventing him from running away. The stick, I think we read, the stick on the other hand kept menacingly closer, kept on coming menacingly closer to Krishna's face. His eyes were transfixed on that dancing stick. So, is there a Govardhan Lila book like this? For Damodar Lila, we have. Is there a Govardhan Lila book?
Not from Shubh Vilas Prabhu.
But anybody else also, we have Govardhan Lila.
Well, we have Ananda Vrindavan Champu. We can read the past hymn from there.
Yeah, I have to speak there. So his lips began to tremble and tears began to roll down his cheeks and dragging along with them, with the black mascara in his eyes. With his free hand, he began to rub his teary eyes Adding further to the mess his running tears had already created on his face. Soon his entire body was heaving while he sobbed uncontrollably. So one hand was in Yashoda's hand, and he's, with his other hand he's rubbing his eyes with his free hand. Although we say later on maybe with two hands. Karam Bhoja Yug Mena. So seeing that stick had caused such anxiety in her little child, Mother Yashoda dropped the stick instantly. The child was in great fear. He was also in great anger. If she let him go now with such a disturbed mind, then surely he would not only cause more damage but could potentially harm himself. He may do something bad for himself. He's very angry and very disturbed psychologically. Plus, she also had a lot of work to do and couldn't afford to spend more time trying to keep him away from mischief. She resolved to do something that would help achieve all goals at once, something that would prevent him from cooking up more trouble, something that would act as a punishment, acting as a reminder every time he thinks of doing something as naughty. So, this punishment he would remember and he would not do. Something that would act as a tranquilizer to allow Krishna a chance to calm his currently agitated mind, and something that would give her space to do her activities without having to bother about her son getting into trouble. As she looked, I think we read this, they were bringing all the ropes and they were trying, and did we read this or not? And okay, as she looked around trying to find a suitable solution that would take care of all these agendas, her eyes fell on exactly what she was looking for. The very thing that was his partner in crime would be his partner in punishment. Now, Mother Yashoda had spotted an unused grinding mortar lying in the corner of the roadway. That was her solution. In the process of outrunning Mother, Krishna had reached outside the palace gates of Nanda Bhavan. He had surmised that his mother may slow down and in fact let go of the chase in public eye. But that was far from what happened. She in fact increased her speed and caught him in full public view. A small crowd of onlookers had gathered around the mother-son duo. It was no more mother-son private affair. Yashoda dragged Krishna to that mortar. Krishna panicked as he realized her humiliating intention. How could his mother subject him publicly to such humiliation? He was as embarrassed as she was determined. She couldn't loosen her hold on him even for a moment. But she also needed to fetch a rope to tie him up to the grinding mortar. It was a tricky situation for the mother. So with one hand she has to work. So one hand was holding. She could not let him go. Suddenly she hit upon an idea. The idea was right on top of her head, literally. She decided to use the ribbon that held her hair plaits. So with one hand holding Krishna and another hand taking out her ribbon to tie up Krishna. Not too sure if the length of the ribbon was enough to tie his waist. She decided to try it. As expected, it wasn't enough. It was falling 2 fingers too short. She then untied the silken rope that was holding together the end of her braid. So ribbon and then something else was also there holding her braid. Tying the two silken ribbons together. So she had more than one ribbon in her hair. She then tried to bind Krishna. Surprisingly, the addition made no difference. She was still falling short by 2 fingers. She saw her maids gather around from the household and sent them to get more rope to tie her naughty son. The maids ran into the house and returned quickly with few more ropes. They managed to get all the ropes that were used for churning butter. Since they knew that these ropes were going to tie Krishna's belly, they selected the softest ones. Expertly tying together all the ropes available in a sequence, Mother Yashoda tried tying up Krishna once again. So they got all the soft rope. Oh, how disappointing. The combined rope was falling short exactly by 2 fingers distance once again. Mother Yashoda was quite bewildered by the unexplainable phenomena, but she decided not to give up so easily. While everyone around was utterly surprised by the miraculous events unfolding in front of them, Krishna stared at the ground, not wanting to see anyone. He was too embarrassed for words with an audience.
witnessing his mother tying him in the open. He was ashamed, he was not. I think we read this also. She ordered the maids to get as many ropes as they could from the household. They soon returned armed with a huge number of ropes, practically every string of cloth that was used to hang the pots of butter, milk, yogurt, and everything else was roped in. The gopis began to assist Mother Yashoda in binding the ropes together securely. After all the ropes were tied together, Mother Yashoda, so first they were tying the ropes and then using that rope to bind Krishna. After all the ropes were tied together, Mother Yashoda then cast the rope around Krishna's belly to tie him to the grinding mortar. And guess what? The combined rope again fell short by 2 fingers, just 2 fingers. How could that be? A whisperous roar erupted from the crowd as everyone tried to make sense of the mystical event they were witnessing. The Diwali festival was long forgotten. Vrindavan was celebrating another festival. This was the rope festival. Mother Yashoda ordered all the gopis to go to the cowshed and get all the ropes from there. So now from the house, now to the cowshed. The gopis ran with great enthusiasm to Nanda Maharaj's cowshed. There were 9 lakh cows and each of them had ropes attached to them. The gopis untied all the ropes, so all the cows became free, or maybe there was some rope, like maybe the gopis untied all the ropes and gathered them together in big heaps. Soon they were carrying hundreds of thousands of ropes to the scene where the mother and son were exhibiting their determination. Krishna was determined to resist being bound, and Yashoda was determined to overcome any resistance to her desire of binding Krishna. As the villagers of Vrindavan saw Mother Yashoda struggling to tie up all those thousands of ropes to make a huge rope line, they were just making the rope first and then it will go around Krishna's waist. They had to tie everything. They felt sorry for her and began to advise her to forget her desire to tie Krishna. Feedback. Some said that God didn't want little Krishna to be tied up that day. There was no point in trying to go against the will of nature. One glare from another from Mother Yashoda was enough to shut their mouths. Yashoda was angry. She didn't like the proposal they were giving, so she just looked at them. So they were not saying anything anymore. She was his mother and her duty was to discipline her child. Just 1 minute, I have this call from the doctor. Hello? Okay, so what was God's role in this matter? Even if God didn't want her to tie up Krishna, she was going to do it anyway. Whatever it took to do that, with 9 lakh ropes being bound together, along with the rest of ropes already there was hardly any scope of not being able to bind Krishna, irrespective of what God wanted. Happy with her handiwork, Mother Yashoda placed the rope around Krishna's waist and once again tried to bind him by placing that final knot. Lo and behold, once again 2 fingers too short. So this is another thing that devotees don't give up their endeavor to become Krishna conscious. That's we say. The entire length of that combined rope had shrunk and the rope was falling 2 fingers short like the original rope. Yashoda was flabbergasted, shocked beyond belief. How did that happen? How was it possible? Krishna's waist hadn't even increased in size. In fact, it only seemed to have decreased a bit due to hunger. Not eaten. Mother Yashoda had been in the rope tying business all the way from morning till afternoon now. Practically half the day had gone by, tying rope after rope. In fact, the entire area had been filled with ropes of all colors and shapes and sizes. Now all those ropes had disappeared and the combined rope was equally small. After such a lot of effort, the result was exactly the same. But every disappointment only made her determination stronger. Finally, she asked all the Vrajvasis to go home and bring as many ropes as they could. The Vrajvasis were thrilled to know that they were also going to be a part of this incredible pastime. They sped home and gathered every rope they could lay their hands on. Soon every rope in the whole of Vrindavan was lying at Mother Yashoda's feet. She and her mates immediately got into action. They tied each and every rope together, just thus making one huge rope line. The whole process took so long that afternoon had merged into evening to tie so much rope and then put it around Krishna's waist. They had begun at daybreak and now it was almost sunset. Mother Yashoda's determination to bind Krishna hadn't decreased one bit. For the Brajvasis, now it was no more about binding Krishna, rather, it was about being with Krishna all day. They happily helped her tie the rope together while simultaneously glancing at Krishna. Krishna sat near the grinding mortar, enjoying the struggle that Mother Yashoda was going through to bind him. He would even break into a naughty smile, and Mother was too engrossed to look at him. As soon as she looked towards him, he would lower his eyes, feigning sadness at being punished like this. He was smiling when they were making the effort, and Yashoda's eyes were not looking at Krishna. Krishna was smiling. As soon as Yashoda's eyes looked at Krishna, Krishna would lower his eyes, making a sad face. Finally, when all the ropes, so he's a big natyakar, right? We say, does all the drama. Finally, when all the ropes were tied up, Mother Yashoda walked towards Krishna to make a last attempt of tying him up yet again. By this time, there were hundreds of onlookers. The news had spread, and everyone wanted to see the magic phenomena for themselves. What was fun for the Brajvasis had been hard work for the mother. Brajvasis were having fun. But of course, they were also helping. She was dripping with sweat as she threw the rope behind Krishna and tried to bring the two ends of the rope together. It happened yet again. The rope was 2 fingers too short again. So when it happened this time, all the onlookers let out a loud sigh. Oh, that was it. Krishna can't be tied. Mother Yashoda was wanting to do the impossible. They had already warned her right in the beginning. While everyone was discussing the impossibility of tying Krishna, there was something special happening between the mother and son. A drop of sweat from Mother Yashoda's body had fallen on Krishna. As soon as that happened, Krishna's heart melted. He suddenly felt compassion for his mother. All the pent-up anger evaporated as soon as the drop of sweat fell on him. Exactly at that time, a little hand emerged in between Krishna and Yashoda. The hand was holding a silk ribbon. So some young girl came and gave her. It was a soft, delicate, and fragrant hand. So Krishna was 3 years old. So Radharani was so young, must be. Like how many? 15 days younger, right? Both,
Mhm.
yeah, 1 year, 14 years and 2 months, and Krishna is 15 years and 7 months.
That is eternal, but here Krishna is 3 years old.
3 years, here is 3 years old, yes. But the difference in the age, I'm thinking, how much was the difference in the age?
Yeah, I think it's 1 year.
1 year. 1 year, 4 months or something.
So she must be 2 years old.
Yeah, it's very difficult to imagine that the 2-year-old would bring a silk ribbon. Like this 2 years old, they can't. Can they walk? They can't walk. I don't know. But this is Radharani. So the hand was, and Krishna was getting faster. It is said, right? He was aging faster, 1.5 times. Jiva Goswami says then his age. So anyway, Radharani came and gave a silk ribbon. It was a soft, delicate, and fragrant hand. Both mother and son turned simultaneously to see whose beautiful hand that was. It was little Radha. She had come running to contribute to the rope festival by offering the ribbon from her hair. Unfortunately, by the time she reached, everyone told her it was all over. So she said, no, it's all done now. We have given up, kind of. But she was determined to help Mother Yashoda tie Krishna. When Mother Yashoda saw the ribbon in Radha's hand, she took it and tied it to the rope and attempted the impossible once again. By now, Krishna's resistance. So two things, because Radharani's love was there in that ribbon and Yashoda's sweat drop, both contributed to Krishna's getting bound. By now, Krishna's resistance had melted into the pot of his mother's determination, Radha's love. Radha's love and mother's determination. The little drop of sweat from his mother's forehead and little ribbon from Radha's hair had done what millions of ropes from all of Vrindavan could not do. Krishna allowed himself to be bound. When Mother Yashoda tried to tie the knot, almost expecting it to be 2 fingers too short, she was pleasantly surprised when it was a perfect fit and she was actually able to tie up Krishna. As soon as the knot was tied, she shouted joyfully, Damodar! That's the name, new name. Krishna now had a new name, Damodar, the one who is bound at the belly. As everyone began to shout, Damodar, Damodar, no one was actually able to believe what had just happened. So when Krishna is addressed as Damodar, he remembers his mother's love and maybe Radharani's ribbon. So otherwise, Damodar has nothing like, has no, it's just the rope and the belly, the meaning of the word is. But when you say Krishna is Damodar, he remembers the love of his devotees. So, like seeing Putana, he was reminded of Yashoda. Gopis who were close to Radha muttered under their breath. It was not just Damodar, but Radha Damodar, the one whose belly is bound by Radha's love. So there is another pastime where Radharani also bound Krishna because he had come late or something like that. And the impossible had become possible. Krishna was finally bound. As soon as the knot was tied, something even more amazing happened. The millions of ropes that had been used to tie up Krishna since morning had mysteriously shrunk to merge into one rope that would always fall short, reappeared miraculously. So all the rope came back, like in Govardhan Leela, all the prasadam came back. So, so when they were tying the rope, then what was happening? Mysteriously shrunk to merge into one rope that would always fall short, reappeared miraculously and fell in a heap at Krishna's feet. And as soon as the final knot was tied, only the original ribbon of Mother Yashoda's hair remained, tying Krishna's belly with the grinding mortar. What about Radha's ribbon? Only the original ribbon of Mother Yashoda's hair remained, tying Krishna's belly with the grinding mortar. Krishna smiled at his mother. Yashoda kissed her son lovingly. She was happy now. Now she's kissing because she was successful in tying him up. For Krishna it's sad, but for Yashoda it's joy. Of course, Krishna is also happy, but he's feigning. Then feigning strictness, she told him that now she needed to go and clean up the mess. Now you remain here, I have to go inside and clean the mess, something like that. He had created in the morning and also prepared for the Diwali festival. She warned him not to do anything naughty while she was away and stay away from his friends. Krishna nodded his head like any obedient child. Just stay here bound like this. Don't do anything mischievous. So I said, okay. Yashoda stood up, allowing all the Vrajvasis to see the success of her endeavor. Who said she cannot discipline her child if she wants? Who said a mother's will is anyway lesser than God's will? With tears in their eyes, all the Vrajvasis saw their little darling tied up helplessly to the grinding mortar. So, Mother Yashoda then addressed all the onlookers, requesting them to return home and attend to their duties. Go on now, all of you go home. Enough time had been wasted since morning, and all of them had to do so much to ready themselves for the festivities that were about to begin. Soon the whole crowd dispersed, talking about the day's mystical activities. Everybody was talking, what happened today, what we saw, this was amazing. Yashoda had another song to compose about her son's pastimes. But before that, she had to cook a feast and clean a big mess. Assuming that Krishna was done, while with doing mischief for the day, Mother Yashoda, along with her maids, began to focus on the work at hand. So Krishna is not going to do any more mischief now. I have to focus on my work. They only had a few hours to complete a whole day's work. They lost so much time now, only few, because Diwali is there. Once the crowd dispersed, Krishna was left alone. After all the attention he had received since morning, the silence and loneliness felt strange. So many people were around. It was twilight now. Vrindavan's beauty was at its peak. Krishna glanced at the setting sun and the beautiful twilight sky overhead. So the sun has also witnessed this pastime. The colors were mesmerizing. In the midst of orangish red clouds, the most powerful demigods in creation had gathered together to discuss Krishna's pitiable situation. All the demigods are looking, oh, Krishna has been bound, our worshipable Lord has been bound. So sad. They were shocked at the way the creator of the material and spiritual worlds had been treated in Vrindavan. So the one who is like, so powerful, he has been treated like so insignificant in Vrindavan. How could they tie up the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Moreover, they wondered, why would Krishna allow himself to be tied up like that? Hmm. Why Krishna allowed and why they tied him? Krishna smiled at their confusion. With hands raised towards the sky, so his hands were up, he declared to the demigods what would remain etched in their minds forever. He revealed that at present he had the highest position he could ever have, much more than in Vaikuntha, where he is the Lord and everybody is worshipping him. This is the highest position of being bound, the position of being tied up by his devotee's love. The pleasure he experienced in being bound by his mother's love was higher than the highest pleasure of the spiritual world. Nothing could equal that. He further declared that the only purpose of his appearance in Vrindavan was to show the world that he was a slave of his pure devotee's love. The demigods had a vast amount of knowledge stored in their heads, so they had all the glorification prayers stored up. But this knowledge that Krishna shared with them was higher than anything else they had heard so far. Their heads spun as they tried to filter the extent and depth of what Krishna had revealed to them. So they never thought this could happen to Supreme Personality of Godhead, their worshipable Lord. They offered their obeisances to Damodar, who was bound by his mother's pure love, and then dispersed. Vrindavan was too complex to comprehend. Just as the demigods made their exit. Like in Govardhan Leela, after all Indra and all the demigods offered prayers and arti, then the cowherd boys came and they did a mock arti. They made Krishna sit on the throne and they were playing arti, and all the demigods were looking. After they had left doing arti of Krishna, they were looking and they were seeing Krishna. All these cowherd friends are doing arti of Krishna like as if they are playing.
And they were thinking, why are they doing arti of this chore, this liar, thief?
So they were, and Krishna was getting much more pleasure when the cowherd boys were doing arti than when the demigods were doing. So they were saying, yeah, what is the fortune of this cowherd? They are able to give boys, they are giving so much pleasure to Krishna than when we did arti with awe and reverence. Something like that. So just as the demigods made their exit, a group of monkeys surrounded Krishna. So after demigods came and looked there, monkeys came, the very monkeys whom he had fed butter that morning before he was on the mortar and he was feeding. The same monkeys came and was caught in the act. They had sorry faces, wanting to help but clueless about how to help. So Krishna was their friend. They wanted to help their friend, but they didn't know how to help. The only thing they could make was funny faces, funny monkey faces, and making him laugh and forget his worries. So make Krishna laugh by doing all the funny faces and to relieve him of his. The next moment, but of course, Krishna was happy also. The next moment, Krishna's best friends appeared to entertain Krishna and give him company. They tried to untie him, but no matter how much they tried it was impossible to untie the knot tied by Yashoda. Knot seemed too complex for his friends to handle. They gave up finally. They had to help him in other ways. His friends tried because they are in Sakhyaras, he tried in Vatsalyaras. They had to help him in other ways. Why was he feeling hungry? Krishna immediately realized that he was. He hadn't eaten anything since morning. Soon he masterminded another robbery. He instructed his friends to steal the best of eatables from their own houses and get for him, because all the ladies were doing all the work in Yashoda's house. Within no time, the boys were all seated together around Krishna and having a royal picnic. Krishna even forgot that he was still bound to the mortar as he laughed and joked with his friends. So he forgot about he was having so much fun and jokes. Eating sumptuous butter, yogurt, and other preparations, his friend had managed to sneak out. Once he had returned to contentment, he thought about his next move. He looked around and his eyes were drawn towards the two huge trees, popularly called Yamalarjun trees. He pushed the mortar to see how heavy it was. After gauging its weight, he tugged it at it. He was saying if he could move the mortar. And we hear also the mortar became light and the rope became soft on Krishna's belly. And whenever it was Krishna was going downhill, then the mortar was reducing its speed. And when it was going uphill, then mortar was becoming lighter, so Krishna couldn't have no problem pulling it. So like that, the mortar and rope also had a conversation. They were conversing as to who is more fortunate. So that is also there. Maybe it's coming up in this. He looked around and his eyes were drawn towards two huge trees, popularly called Yamalarjun trees. He pushed the mortar to see how heavy it was. After gauging its weight, he tugged at it. It fell horizontally. Now it could roll on its own with a little tugging. He began to tug at the grinding mortar with his head and facing the twin tree. So from the vertical it became horizontal, and then now he was going in the direction of the trees. His friends were confused. What was Krishna trying to do? Wouldn't Mother Yashoda something is there? A tantrum if he moved away from the where she had tied him, from the place where she had tied him. If he did more mischief, wouldn't Mother Yashoda get more angrier now? Krishna surely knew how to get more and more entangled in difficult situations. They were thinking Krishna is just doing one mischief, she is going to get big problem now. They wanted to run along with Krishna, but some mystical potency kept their feet rooted to the ground, so they could not move. It was almost as if a mysterious force had immobilized them. So Krishna was going towards the trees, but the boys could not move. Krishna crawled on his hands and knees because he was going to deliver the trees, right? So he didn't want them to come too close and do something. Krishna crawled on his hands and knees with the grinding mortar, following his movements. He squeezed past the gap between the two trees, but the mortar got stuck in between them. Krishna yanked the mortar, trying to free it. No luck. He applied more force to dislodge the stuck mortar. Nothing happened. He continued to put in more effort, and suddenly the two huge trees began to shake. So it was as if he was like trying to free the mortar, which was stuck between the trees. But it was not getting. So he applied a little bit more force, and all the trees toppled. The two trees toppled. There was a huge sound, toppled over from the base, resulting in an ear-splitting crash. Krishna was stationed right in between the trees, and even though the trees lunged towards him, he was in no danger. Not a splinter touched Krishna. So he just missed a little bit. Out of the two fallen trees emerged two divine personalities. With folded hands, these divine beings offered their prayers to Krishna. The two beings were Nala Kuber and Manigriva, the sons of Kuber, the treasurer of the demigods. They paid their obeisance to Krishna and expressed gratitude for liberating them. 20,000 years ago, we were bathing in the Mandakini Ganga, or 36,000, of the heavens, intoxicated not only with Varuni, the celestial beverage, but also with great pride. Completely naked in the company of girls, we were totally oblivious to the presence of Narad Muni, the divine saint. The compassionate saint wanted to purify us and help us rid of our pride, comprehending that just bathing in the Ganga wasn't purifying enough. He cursed us to become trees in the earthly realms. Since we loved to be naked, the body of trees was deserving. When we begged sincere forgiveness, he was even more compassionate and tweaked the curse for our benefit. He predicted that we would be embodied as trees in Vrindavan, where one day you would release us. So they are telling all this to Krishna from the curse. We have been standing here as trees in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj since 20,000 years, simply waiting for this day when your auspicious glance falls upon us. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. So this is page number, what is the printed page number? 38 or 19 here. Okay, so I'll put in the chat. Okay, thank you everyone. We are going to stop here.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams.